What up, everybody? I'm so excited to be here today. And today it's like, what the tech? Instagram stories and hashtags. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this today because it is something that drives me flippin' bananas and it happens all the time. Oh my goodness. So, Instagram stories. I highly recommend that you be using them and leveraging them in your business. And the reason why I recommend this is because Instagram stories are growing in popularity. Lots of people are hopping on to Instagram and they are like super popular. Like Instagram is still growing pretty crazy rapidly. And Instagram stories are a great way to take somebody kind of with you behind the scenes in your business. So, if you're not doing Instagram stories, I totally recommend it. But there's a big but right here. If you are using Instagram stories and you aren't using hashtags and you aren't using geolocations, well, you're not optimizing and leveraging the full power of stories. And I share this with you today because I think it's something that's really important to mention. And it drives me crazy that if you're going to take the time to actually do the Instagram stories, then take the 30 seconds, not even the 10 seconds that it takes to add a hashtag or a geolocation. And this is something that it's such a simple thing, but it's going to help you get so much more reach. So last week, I shared a post of my oldest child, Zellum, and he was dancing to the Lego Batman theme song, which is a very metal-esque type of song, and I put hashtag metalhead. And I did not expect this to happen, but we had over 300 views on that Instagram story, all because I used the hashtag metalhead. Now, might sound silly, but that when you are leveraging hashtags in your Instagram stories, that is like, hashtags are like search terms, right? So like Instagram has like this whole story going of anybody who's using that particular hashtag. So your story will be featured in the hashtag story for whatever hashtag you are using. And the same goes for geolocations. And so I share this because it's like I see everybody spending all of this time to like do the Instagram stories, but then they forget to put the hashtag of whatever the story's about, or they forget to do the geolocation of where they are. And like, I get it. If you're in the office and you're in the same office all day long, obviously don't use the same hashtag over and over again. But if you are like moving around, or, you know, there's multiple areas in your like multiple locations in your area that you can use, like, or if you don't want to like have every single one have a hashtag, but it's so silly because it's such a big investment of time to actually go ahead and create all those Instagram stories. And so I literally sit there at night and I watch like all of these big people like doing these Instagram stories. And granted, they have like a 10,000 followers or whatever, but they're not putting like a single hashtag in there. And I can't, like, it literally drives me crazy. I say it all the time. I'm like, hashtag this, hashtag this. Like I say it to all the people that I work with. And it makes such a huge difference because you're going to get that extra boost. You're going to get that extra reach. Think of it like this. If you're not using hashtags in your Instagram stories, it's just like putting up a blog on your website without putting SEO keywords behind it. And it's silly. That's so silly. Like if you want to get found and you want to like reach your ideal client, use hashtags that are going to attract your ideal client and make your stories relate to that. Now, you don't have to have like the big, huge honking hashtag like all over the entire, you know, story. You can make it smaller and bigger. Like you kind of just pinch it, you know, and make it smaller or make it bigger. And I'm a big fan of like using the little color picker thing to make it match something in the video or the image that I'm using and then shrink it down. But I'm telling you, this is a great way to get people's eyeballs on your content who are your ideal client. And I share this today because not only does it drive me crazy, but because it's a ninja tip. Like, you guys, the stories are so big right now, right? Instagram is like, it's not blowing up, but like I highly recommend to all my clients to like invest time there, right? Because while I believe you should build an ecosystem, and while I believe that you shouldn't ever put all your eggs in one social media basket, it's really important to understand the trends, and Instagram is trending right now. And so Instagram stories are trending even more than just Instagram itself. And so if you're going to be doing this, take the extra step to actually like get that extra boost, because you will get that extra boost and you'll get followers as a result of doing that. And I think the other thing that I want to talk about too is the importance of keeping that ring, the little ring around your profile, to signify that you have a story going and how important that is. And I am not one to, I actually, like, I have a confession. I actually really stink at remembering to keep my Instagram stories going. I really do. It's bad. I'm telling you guys to do Instagram stories and I struggle with doing it. But I know and I see the impact that it has for our clients when clients do keep the Instagram stories up and going and running. And it makes so much of a difference. Like, we had a client where we had somebody do an Instagram takeover and they literally got like 10 new leads from it and 3 new clients. And so the Instagram stories are powerful because it's just like how Facebook Lives are powerful. You are like in front of them. They can see your personality. They can see who you are. They can like get a vibe for like who you are, what you stand for, et cetera, et cetera. And so, you know, keeping that ring lit up is super important. And so what I'm going to say here is, if you are not somebody who wants to be connected all the time, like I personally do not like being really connected to the computer on the weekends, or, you know, I like to check out at night, right? Couple of suggestions. Get an app like Planoly and schedule out the stories. So all you have to do is hit next publish for those times where you don't want to have to remember to do the stories. That's number 1. Number 2, I would just try and take images, right? So this is something I'm really good at, and clearly I haven't been super great at taking those images and putting them back online. But I share this because this is what I teach to my clients. So when you are doing Instagram stories, if you don't want to update in real time, just use your phone as the camera and use like the Boomerang app, or use the Instagram app and just save everything from the app down to your computer and then upload it at a later time. Like, I'm known for updating and uploading like 20 stories at one time. I've done that in the past a lot, and that's, you know, that's not always ideal, but it's better than not doing it. And that's the thing. Like, I'd rather have you commit to uploading 20 stories at one time that kind of takes somebody through your day than you not doing it at all, right? And spend the 10 seconds that it takes to attach the hashtag that matches with your content that you're talking about. And one thing I didn't mention about hashtags, and I think this is really important to note, is that when you're thinking about hashtags for your stories, it's not necessarily the same philosophy as hashtags when you're putting them into your posts. So on posts, you don't want to use those super popular hashtags like selfie or mompreneur or, you know, photo of the day, or, you know, whatever those are. You want to use ones that are like a little bit, don't have as many people uploading photos to those. When it comes to stories, not all the hashtags have hashtag stories. And so when you use and leverage the more popular hashtags, you're going to get a better reach. Like, we just haphazardly used the one metalhead, and that one worked out really well. And so, yeah, I would totally just get real clear, like, around your stories, get those hashtags in there, get those geolocations in there, and just commit to doing it. I know it's one more social media thing that you have to do. And, you can make it easier. Like, we have some steps in our content workflow course that like help with that, but there's not really an easy way to do it. But if you want to grow your business, right? Like, say you want to go from 0 to 6 figures, Instagram stories are a great way that you're going to be able to like help grow that following. And if you want to go from like 6 or 7, you know, 100,000, 200, 300,000 to say 500 or 750K, you are going to be able to do that like when you show up consistently, and people are actually interested in what you do. Like, bring them along with you, bring them along for the journey, like have fun with the stories. And I think that you'll find that you'll get like a better reaction from that. You don't always have to be so stiff and serious. Like, people want authentic. And so have a lot of fun with it. Have a really fantastic time. And use those hashtags, people. Use those hashtags in those geolocations. You will be shocked at how much your numbers go up. Seriously, I would love to know. And you can let me know. You can send me a message, an email, a Facebook, whatever it is. Let me know how much your numbers go up when you use those hashtags. It's crazy. You're going to be surprised. So if you haven't already, head on over to www.omgnurture and grab my free training on how I create content for 2 weeks in under 30 minutes. I hope you all have a super fantastic and successful day and get to using those hashtags.